So in this question, it says the wings on a stone fly do not flap, and thus the insect cannot fly. Therefore, when the insect is on water surface, it can sail across the surface by lifting its wings into a breeze. Suppose that you time stone flies as they move at constant speed along a straight path of a certain length. On average, the strip each take 7.1 second with the wings set as sails and 25 seconds with the wings tucked in. What is the first part is what is the ratio of the sailing speed Vs to the non-sailing speed Vns? Okay. The second part is in terms of Vs, what is the difference in the time when insects take to travel the first 2 meter along the path with and without sailing? Okay. So we should start. So assuming this is the length L that he has to travel, right? So the student fly has to travel this length L. So for the first part, we need to find out the ratio of Vs and Vns, right? Vs and Vns. We need to find out this. So here we know Vs is basically distance upon time. So it is basically L upon, we need to find out. See, with the wing set as sail, it is taking 7.1 seconds. So we will write it as 7.1. Okay, this is Vs, and Vns will be without sail, right? Which will take 25 seconds as mentioned. 25. Now taking ratio, we will get Vs upon Vns equal to L upon 7.1 divided by L upon 25. We can write it as L upon 7.1 into 25 upon L. We will get it as 25 upon 7.1, which will in turn will get the value as 3.52 as the ratio, which will be our answer for the first part. Now for the second part, I'm just copying the same question below. Okay, now we need to solve the second part, which is in terms of Vs, what is the difference in the at times the insect take to travel the first 2 meter along the path with and without sailing? Okay, so from the above part, we have found out that Vs upon Vns is 3.52, right? So we will be using this relation in this question also. So Vs equal to 3.52 into Vns. Now we need to find out the difference in their time. Okay, so the time taking for sailing, we can write it as Ts, time with sailing, and Tns as time without sailing. So we just need to find out the difference of Ts and Tns. So Ts minus Tns we need to find out. Now we can write Ts as minus Tns. We can write it as, for Ts we can write it as the distance that it has to travel. So in the second part it is given 2 meters, 2 upon velocity of sail, and minus tns, we can write it as 2 upon velocity of ns, right? So in this we can take 2 as common, and we can write it as 1 upon vs minus 1 upon vns. We can again write it as 1 upon vns minus vs upon vs into vns. Now we can feed vs as 3.52 into vns, and we can find out, we can easily calculate the time difference. Okay, so from this equation, putting vs equal to 3.52 into vns, we can find out the value that we need to find here. We can write it as 2 times vns minus 3.52 into vns upon 3.52 into vns square. So here we can take vns as common and cut it, so it will give us 2 into 1 minus 3.52 upon 3.52 vns, or we can write it as 2 into minus 2.52 upon 3.52 into vns. You can again write it as 3.52 times vns. So we can also write it as minus 1.43 upon vns. So this will be our final answer. If at any point of time vns will be given, so we can just feed this value and find out the difference in the time. That's all.